All right, welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Marathon. Today we have a highly requested list. It actually won a poll that I posted on my YouTube for the next list to review. It's Skyrim Gate to Sovngarde. This is going to be the anniversary edition of the game. It comes in two versions, the special edition and then the anniversary edition. Don't mind me, I have notes here to kind of make sure I touch on certain things. But essentially, what's interesting about this list, if you're going to try and download it yourself, is that on Nexus, it's only available on Nexus from Serpa directly, which is the Modlist author, but it is ported to Wabajack from someone named Flimsy. I left their contact information in the description section as usual, as well as links that you can find useful to get the list for yourself. I personally like downloading things on Wabajack. Some people are Vortex users though, so you can download it directly that way. So it comes by two different versions names. So if you download it on Nexus, it's v0.101. If you download it on Wabajack, it's actually 0.101.0. I talked to Serpa. I asked him a few questions. I'll leave the question and answer section in the description as well. It kind of just tells you a little bit about why you would choose his list over others. What's the main selling points of his list? This is a pretty modest list. It has a lot of overhauls. But they're more, I would say, true to vanilla Skyrim in a sense. You'll see for yourself. I definitely encourage you to visit those links and read up more about the list if you don't know about it already. Total size is 202 gigs. From what I've seen, I turned it on to make sure everything's working. It looks like third-person animations are pretty much vanilla. First-person animations is my personal favorite. It's comprehensive first-person animation overhaul. And graphics, I would say, are on the lower end, but that makes it versatile across all kinds of computer performance. That makes the performance good, basically, across all kinds of different computers out there. I would say you'll see for yourself on the run, but when I looked at the performance section on one of his links there, it said that he ran this at 144 FPS in interiors on an old laptop with a 2070 in it, and 60 FPS on exteriors, and then sometimes it might drop to 40 FPS. I'm assuming that's 1080p. This list does run on community shaders. I think there's a way to get an ENB version through Serpa on Nexus directly. But as far as Wabajack, what I've seen is just the community shaders version, which is good for performance. So let's go ahead. I'm talking too much. Let's go ahead and jump into it as usual with a new character creation. Excuse my voice. I have a little bit of a cold or something. Okay. Now again, we're coming off of doing stuff like Novus or Invicta, so I wouldn't expect the graphics to be on par with that. That being said, this game has become well known off of the amount of depth that goes into it. This is a veteran modlist author. He does all his own patching, and he has a lot of proprietary features in this game that is special just to his list. It also has Seasons of Skyrim, so you'll see the seasons change all around Skyrim as well as time goes by. Let's see. So we're gonna go with our usual spell sword, but kind of feeling like making a dark elf because I'm doing that on my my series, the Dunmer Assassin, which I also have on this channel. So, but I'm gonna make him a spell sword just so we can test out the magic as well as the weapons. So this has alternate start as well. So you can choose vanilla start, or you can choose like all kinds of different versions of how to start. You can start as like a random person in the game. Let's see what kind of hair they have. It's an interesting head. Just the sideburns and a bun. I've never seen anyone with that hair in real life, that's for sure. Okay, we'll just go with that one. Let's see. Facial hair. There's a lot of kind of like 5 o'clock shadow type of styles in here. I don't usually see that much. I guess we'll go with that. And hair color. What about eye colors? What kind of eye colors they got in here? Oh, that one's interesting. It's always interesting to see the eye colors that these Modlist authors choose to incorporate in their character builder. So eye style. He looks like a totally different dude when he changes his eyes up. Okay, let's just go with that one. And then I know Dunmers usually have red eyes. Oh wow, there's only 6 options. I wonder, it seems like that's specific to him being a dark elf. I've never seen it isolated just to the race. Maybe I just haven't noticed before. Um let's go with that one. Okay. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and make him and I'm gonna call him Patreus. I just thought of it off the top of my head. Okay, so kind of wait until everything's ready. You're gonna get a message. So this is a typical starting room that we see in a lot of the lists that we cover. I do like it when some people mix it up though, like the what was it? Nordic Souls puts you in the Alien ruins, and then you talk to the Shrine of Azura before you start. That was pretty cool. I think there was another variant too where we started somewhere else on a different list, but I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. So I don't believe, yeah, so there's no quick loot in here, so we're not gonna have issues with quick loot, which is good. Again, he's trying to stay really true to vanilla. In fact, when I asked him, now you're gonna see this in the description section as well, but when I asked him, where is it? Yeah, so what experience are you trying to build with this mod list? That's one of the questions I ask. I'm starting to ask that on a regular basis with these mod list authors. And he wrote, Gate to Sovngarde is a love letter to Skyrim and the modding community. It's made with immersion and role playing at the center of it, but still respecting your time. Gate to Sovngarde builds a dynamic living world for you to immerse yourself in. You'll see Skyrim changing as you play and your actions and decisions finally having weight. So it looks like he implemented some stuff in the game where the decision making actually carries a little bit more weight than the usual Skyrim experience. So that's interesting. You don't maybe see too much of that in our playthrough, but when you give it a shot and you play some storylines, you'll probably get a glimpse of that. Try out a little bit of a spear too. That's kind of a new style weapon, which is interesting because from what I could tell, it's a lot of vanilla animations for third person. So I wonder how that looks in third person. Maybe they implemented something specific for that, but from what I could tell, there was no MCO in this list. We'll get some of that. There's no wheeler as well. And then the only like animation in third person I could find for combat was Vanergan's Sneaky Archer, which is interesting. Okay, what is this? Choose your experience. Gate to Sovngarde can be challenging. You can enable story mode for an easier experience. It grants the compass and sneak eye perks from the start. Okay, so that's something I read too. So essentially, if you go with this default experience, then you have to unlock the compass and the sneak eye through the perk tree, which is interesting. Pretty immersive, I guess you could say. And then let's see what else it says from the start. Reduces stamina consumption, makes combat a bit easier, and ensures your followers won't die, among other changes. So that's cool. So usually you need like a follower framework. I don't know if this has a Nether's followers framework like I usually use, but I usually set them to essential so they don't die on me. So it looks like if you pick story mode, your followers are all going to be essential. Is what it's suggesting there, which is nice. You can disable survival mode and adjust general difficulty under settings gameplay. Okay, so that's cool too. So like lists like Novus and a lot of other lists too, like you kind of preset your difficulty there. But this one looks like it's as easy as vanilla where you can just adjust the slider and you can adjust the difficulty that way. Now all lists probably have that feature in there because it's kind of there from the vanilla experience, and I've never seen anyone really take it away, even though it does nothing. So a lot of the times, I don't think it does anything in a lot of lists. We're gonna pick story mode so we can keep running and we're not running out of stamina. But if you're gonna do a full playthrough, I would suggest doing the default experience. That seems pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna get our basic necessities here. I think that's good for now. Some arrive on Skyrim with purpose, others find it along the way. This book offers a reason for your journey. Okay. Interesting. So you can see right here, this is kind of a vanilla style. You can see how here this is tween menu. It's really definitely respects the vanilla style, except you know you have this map here that is like a modified paper map. And oh, I like this. So they didn't mark all the major cities, which is cool. If you're first time playing Skyrim in general and you're playing on this list, you're in for a treat because unless you use the internet, you're not aware of where all the major cities are, which leaves it as a pleasant surprise. Granted, it says it right here, but I mean, you still don't know exactly where it is. So that's cool. So we're gonna have to just favorite these things so we can get quick access to it. Another cool thing about this list is it has some modern features to it. So it has like dirt and blood where you gotta bathe yourself. It has weight in water. It has wetness effect. So you get your armor gets wet. It has like Dova jump, I believe. It also has Skyrim parkour. Yeah, so it has all that cool modern day stuff, but you still feel like you're playing, you know, vanilla Skyrim. Let's see. Okay, so you can pick up perk here. In his description, he claims you can be all kinds of different builds in this and it's viable. Like you could be a healer or a necromancer or whatever it is. And usually you can be, you know, in most Skyrim mod lists, but this one seems to kind of really emphasize that you could pick different builds and make it viable. Okay, that's good. We're probably not gonna pick up followers, so that's a good one. What we got in here? You got some earrings. Let's see if we can put that on. I can't tell. And the graphics aren't bad either. Let's see what kind of smooth cams they got. In fact, let's scroll through this real quick to see what kind of mods are in here. So there seems to be a camping system here, which is cool. It probably does. It probably pairs well with the Dirt and Blood and the survival mode. What else we have? Dynamic hairstyles. That's interesting. Seasonal hairstyles. I've never noticed that in any list before. Fancy fishing, first person interactions. That's the one where like you push the door open, first person, and it shows your hand pushing the door open. Helmet toggle. And then it also has the hotkey reminders, so you can see what the hotkeys are. I always set mine to the right control button. And then photo mode, of course, so we can take some photos. And Worm's Tooth. I just started Worm's Tooth on Apostasy, actually. It seems pretty interesting. I've never done Worm's Tooth before. It's like a whole different, like, massive expansion, it seems like. Kind of like Soulstime. Smooth cam. I came in here for smooth cam. Let's see. Survival. Okay. Hey, that's interesting. This is the first time I've never seen smooth cam. I'm sure that's a design choice. That's interesting. Okay, so you kind of got the vanilla camera. Okay.
Destiny.
I don't usually see it like a list like this. Usually it's little boxes you can select from. That's interesting. I'm a traveler from Bruma. Let's go with that and see where it kicks us off to. Pilgrim from the city's cathedral. Pilgrim to a hidden shrine to Talos. Let's just do that. And let's equip something there. Oh wow, you gotta study. Okay. You have to study some of that stuff. Alright, where did we end up? Let's see. Okay, we ended up in a cave somewhere. Luckily the exit's right there. I don't know, is this the starting cave? No. Falty's Refuge. Okay. Okay, so we're in. Let's figure out where we are and we'll start our run. Luckily we've done this enough times that we kind of know where each city is. So it looks like we're close to... Okay, actually this is interesting. Where the heck are we? Oh no, are we in Bruma? Yeah. Okay, I shouldn't have selected that. I guess you guys are in for a treat. We're gonna figure out how to get off of Bruma, but you get to see Bruma now. Both of us seeing it for the first time. I've never seen Bruma before. And before we get started, I wanna study some of my spells here. Interesting, the torch goes into the book like that. Let's turn off survival mode. Now, if you're playing the game for real, not just testing it like I am, I encourage you to try survival mode. Sometimes it's not your cup of tea, I guess, and I get it. But I think it adds a little bit more realism to the game. Gameplay, survival. Okay. I really thought it was gonna shoot us out like somewhere in Skyrim. It's like a special edition here. You get a bonus area. But because we're testing kind of apples to apple, oh shit. See the vanilla animations and the vanilla camera there. Because we're testing apples to apples, in a sense, I want to get us back to Skyrim instead of spending too much time in Bruma. So we can see what cities look like comparatively, right? And the performance in that world. That's where you'll be spending most of your time, I imagine. Okay. Oh, wow. Interesting. So if you got stamina potions, you can just press B real quick to drink a stamina potion. So if you're looking at the frame rate here, we're getting 4K, 66 FPS, 69 even, at you know, almost 100% utilization. Now this list does have Sanguine Symphony, and I believe it has Dismembering Framework as well. Yeah. Let's amp that up a little bit. I like it at 100%. It's real crazy. Bruma, huh? How do you get off of Bruma? This is gonna be off the clock, guys, because the 2-hour timer usually starts in Skyrim, so we want to start it in Skyrim. So this is all bonus time right here. Like something's following me. Okay, let's equip some stuff here. Let's get healing as well. I don't know why I favorited the books over there. That's kind of odd of me to do that. I do like how he reads the books though, like that in first person. Oh wow, I've never seen that before. It tells you how much time left on the torch. Excuse me. So yeah, not a very demanding list, even at 4K. Graphically, it's not very demanding. It's got some enhanced swimming animations there. See, but the running animations, they're all vanilla. How do we get off this place? Out of this place? Well, I guess if we're in Bruma, we gotta visit Bruma. Let's go check it out. I have a feeling this is gonna be a really stable list. Usually, the more vanilla it seems, the more stable it seems. The more stable they are, from my experience. We'll see if I stand corrected. Okay, so there's no I don't think there's TK dodge in here, which I think is to be expected if you don't have MCO usually. You probably could make it work without MCO, but I think, I mean, if you're not going to go for MCO, then you most likely don't get TK dodge either, because you want to keep it kind of close to vanilla experience. But let's see real quick. Yeah, so there's no dodge mechanic, which is typical. There wasn't a dodge mechanic in Alpine either. I think there was in Nordic Souls, which is kind of a vanilla plus list. Yeah, I like hanging out on the rocks when it comes to these guys. Oh god. Okay. Oh no 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 no. Okay. Okay, well we're gonna find out. Is there a death alternative in this game? No. We're just gonna reload. There's a pretty lightweight death alternative I saw that came on Nexus recently. I haven't tried it, but it seems like it basically just allows you to self-resurrect like a set amount of times, like 3 times maybe. And each time you lose like a chunk of your health. So, I mean, that's really bloody, but I think, so there's dismembering framework, but that wasn't dismemberment at all. So maybe there's not fluff works in here. What I mean by that is usually you got to download additional patches for dismembering framework to allow for dismemberment of like creatures, for example, or humanoids. Otherwise, it's just a framework without anything, right? So you got to make sure you add things to the framework. Is this thing following me? Are you following me? Oh yeah, so Bruma, I guess, I mean, I've always saw that it was an expansion. I never got around to doing it myself, but it seems kind of like Worm's Tooth. It's like a giant new island for you to explore. It's probably got a lot of new weapons, and maybe spells even. And armor. I mean, we're 28 minutes into the video already, and we're still on Bruma. So we're gonna try and just look at Bruma real quick and figure out how to get the heck off of here. Hopefully there's somewhere in Bruma that we can just hitch a ride back to Skyrim on. Jeez. Don't tell me I didn't learn my magic. Yeah. Okay, well, I got the wolf. I gotta learn them healing again. Sorry, guys. Okay. Interesting. So he didn't whip out the book this time. He just kind of let time go by. I don't know if it's because I was carrying the torch or if that's just how it is in third person. Anyways, I'll try to spear out a little bit. Yeah, there you go. There's my first test subject. Oh wow, look at that. So Bruma, right? That's in Cyrodiil. So you can see the Imperial City right there. That's cool. And I'm pretty sure you can't go there though. Yeah, it's like way off in the distance there. Sky Oblivion. I'm gonna definitely play that when it comes out on this channel. There's probably gonna be so many mods and mod lists that eventually come out for that too. I wouldn't expect too much from the beginning, but I mean mods for sure, but the mod list, it'll probably take a while before those start becoming as prevalent as they are now with Skyrim. I mean Sky Oblivion itself is a mod list, right? But there's gonna be guys like Vector who just gonna take the Sky Oblivion to like the next level with graphics. Because watching the tech demos or watching the demos of Sky Oblivion, you could tell they held back on the graphics a little bit, just probably to make it more versatile for different powered systems. Just in a bush. We're just in the forest this whole time though. It's kind of lame. But kind of cool, you know, we're in Cyrodiil right now, essentially, right? It's almost like Sky Oblivion right now. Getting close? Man, this place is massive. I've been running forever. Oh, I hit quick save. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What is that? Not good, that's for sure. Okay. Alright, sorry, I just thought you guys were somebody else. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Luckily I can outrun them, it looks like. So 64 FPS in the open world. It's not bad at 4K. It's pretty good. Can we see it from here? Gotta be able to see it from here by now. No? Where is it? Across the river. Take a right at the next road. Okay. So, I think this list would be for you if you're like a Skyrim purist, where like you really like, or maybe I can say more so you don't like when people or lists stray too far from the vanilla experience, because the vanilla experience kind of is like a nostalgic thing for you. Um, then I can see why you'd go for this list, especially if your hardware is not that great either. This guy, the current is so strong in this water. I cannot swim across really. It's taking a while. Yeah, it's so strong. I'm literally pressing forward and I can't swim forward. Come on. That troll is pissed. He can't get me though. I wonder if there's a mod that allows these enemies to swim as well. And like they can swim across and chase you. There has to be, right?
What was that?
The hell? Oh, there we go. That's dismembering framework working. Come at me like that, dear. Come on. Interesting. It said like a Colovian armor instead of Imperial armor. Where can I go back with? That. Now the leveling, I haven't seen so far anything leveling up, so I wonder if it's like static skill selection for leveling where you gotta pick your own stats, or if it levels up as you use certain skills. Sorry, I'm not taking the conventional way. I'm just cutting through the forest here. Oh my god. Don't come at me like that, man. Gameplay wise, it feels like I'm playing like the video I played not too long ago of vanilla Skyrim. Interesting. What is this place? Man, I really hope there's a way to get back to Skyrim through Bruma. Otherwise, this could be a 4-hour video. Okay, Bruma's gotta be somewhere around here. Where is it? It's on the other side of the mountain. I totally just went... Okay. That's on me. That's on me. Who said that? Oh, come on. Come on.
Got a coffin ready.
Hey. I didn't even check the difficulty. But I'm on story mode. Jeez, we're all the way back here. There's seems to be quite a bit to do over here though. Like right there, that's an alien ruin you could probably explore. Just like Oblivion. Okay, so it looks like you level up based off of the skills and weapons you use. What's the music volume at? Yeah, that totally is Oblivion vibe, the music score that's going on right now. Okay, while he's auto running, I'm gonna search how to get off of Bruma. Wait, did we overshoot it? No, we're still going. To get back to Skyrim from beyond Skyrim Bruma, you must travel to the far north of the map and pass through the border gate. I'm assuming that's the Pale Pass here. Yeah, it says Skyrim there. Okay, so we got at least a clear shot here. So we're gonna check out Bruma real quick, run through the town like we do the other towns we see. Just to make the video shorter, we might not hit all the major cities in Skyrim proper, but at least you got Bruma in place of one of them. At least we have a plan now. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you played this game, if you played this list already, or even if do you prefer more of a vanilla type of vibe on your list, or do you prefer it more overhauled, like something like Novice or Apostasy? And also, if you do enjoy this type of content, it would help my channel out a lot. Help me achieve my goals of making this kind of something I can do full time, which should be cool. But that's kind of a pipe dream right now. But if I get enough subscribers, I can dedicate more time to making these kind of videos and kind of pushing out content you guys want to see. I would definitely appreciate it. It allows people like me to exist in the YouTube space. Man, this is a kind of a trek. Okay, there it is. Here we are. Here is Bruma. Yeah, let's save, by the way. We haven't saved in a while.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The Chapel of St. Martin does not violate the terms of the White Gold Concordat. There is no Talos worship going on here.
It violates the spirit of the White Gold Concordat. I must urge you to cease and desist at once.
Oh? What is the spirit of the White Gold Concordat?
What can I get you?
Of the White Gold Concordat is that men are not
So aside from seeing, aside from the last list we did, which was Nymph's Savage World,
Can I
this
help
is
you?
the second
So they say.
community shaders list that we've actually done. 66 FPS. It runs well. Yeah, let's go check out one interior and get out of here. Yeah, this definitely looks like proper Bruma, because I mean playing Oblivion remastered recently, or relatively recently. I'm actually in the quest line. I'm in
Sorry
Bruma
to
right now.
bother. I don't suppose you've seen any priceless Sakaviri heirlooms gallivanting around Bruma, have
Like
you?
if I open up the game right now in Oblivion remastered, I'd basically be in Bruma right now. No, sorry.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, even this interior looks like the same layout.
Welcome to our fair city. What brings you to Bruma?
So there's that mod in here where you don't know their name until you talk to them. So like
Is there
say,
something I can
now
do
I know
for
his
you?
name. Otherwise it'll just say Mel Bruma
Goodbye.
Mel
I'm the Count
Mel
Stewart.
Nord
Welcome to Castle
Rignar.
seat of County Bruma.
It looks like you can really spend some time in Bruma, in the Bruma DLC. You can ask them like for quests and stuff, it looks like. You have a carriage ride?
Within the walls, we'll
No.
keep you safe. Outside? Well, watch your back.
Okay, north, right? All the way north. We're gonna try to hit this road right here and come down. It looks like there's supposed to be a road here to the right, but I don't see any road. It looks like I overshot the road even. Oh shh! Fucking jump scare. God damn. Fucking wolf. Came out of nowhere. Oh my god. Okay, I think we're on the right track. I like the music. My god. The hell is that? Some kind of troll? Ogre. No, we ain't got time to fight him. He's level 24, we're like level 1. Pretty sure we lost him. Look at that tower up there. I wonder if you can go there. If you can, there's probably some good loot there. This map is big, man. It's taking me a while just to run this. Seems to be littered with all kinds of little caves too. Oh, well, look at that. That's a photo op right there. I had no idea what I selected would start us in Bruma. I guess I should have read it more carefully. I thought it was like a story driven, like we arrive from Bruma into Skyrim.
What was that?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You paid for that. Ah!
Do your worst, elf.
Aha, you can't get up. Oh, shit. You can burn me. Oh, God.
Found
What that showed me there, though, is I think there's a mod called FEC in here. Yeah, so this is the one where it shows elemental effects of like electrocution and burning or cold when you kill the enemies or when they kill you, I guess, too. I just want to get out of Bruma at this point, though. Luckily, I just saved right there. I wonder if this guy's gonna fight them and I can run by when they're distracted. Let's see. Okay, let's help him out. Let's help him out. Saved you, man. I saved you. Wait a minute. Where's my hand at? My hand's missing in first person. You see it? That's alright. These things happen. There's no such thing as a jank-free mod list. I am a little bit of a looter right now, though. Okay, let's see if we got anything good here we can put on. This guy looks injured still. Or this lady.
Merble knows many poisons and needs something.
can beg for money. Or you can fight them. Well, that person does look like they have good gear on them.
Don't do that. For your crop, we are on the hunt. Leave now.
I don't know. You got good gear on you. Yeah, what happened to my hands? It had it earlier. I wonder if I... Oh, look. Both hands are invisible now. That's peculiar.
Careful with that fire.
Okay, something tells me just beyond this gate is kind of like the starting point of the original Skyrim. It looks like it at least. Let's see. That's kind of cool. Like,
Yes.
where is this? So, Falkreath is down the road. Oh, okay. It looks like they do mark your map with all the major cities here. Maybe just earlier in that alternative start area didn't have it on there. Alright, yeah, so Helgen's down the road here. So this is kind of supposed to be the road
Feel free to head through.
in the original Skyrim, or the vanilla start where you're just riding down the road to Helgen. Okay. 2-hour timer. Okay, now we're gonna do a 2-hour timer from here. That was 1 hour and basically of the video of just starting the game up and then getting into Bruma. Getting through Bruma. Yeah, what happened to my hands? They're gone now. It's kind of bizarre. I wonder if they'll come back when I get some armor on my hands. Do I have any? No, I don't. Let's travel in the daytime. That doesn't look much different. Let's make it a little bit later in the day. Got quite the marathon ahead of us. Okay, I believe that is Helgen up ahead. So Helgen before it was destroyed. So if you haven't seen this Helgen before, the Helgen that wasn't destroyed, in these alternate start mod lists, you have to go to the inn usually. And then you have to rent a room for the night. And when you go to sleep in that particular room you rent, that's when it starts to quest. You start hearing like commotion and you go outside. Then they bring the wagon in. And then that's when the whole sequence starts for the vanilla game. Alright, so you can kind of see how rain looks here. This is community shaders. I don't think they have, yeah, they don't have the mod called Splashes of Skyrim, which adds like splashes on the ground. Or maybe they do. It looks like there's some effects landing on the ground. It's more subtle than I usually see it though. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's kind of selling me on the point that it's raining. I think if a list wanted to really go with the vanilla vibe though, you gotta try and replicate that color scheme that vanilla had. The type of the color tinting that it had, or I don't know how to say it exactly. Just you know how A and B's come in like a vibrant or like a dark tone. The original Skyrim had this. You can watch the vanilla one I have on my channel. It had this vibe to it that I still doesn't. Nothing has ever come close to giving me the same feeling. Burning out my nubs. I had hands earlier in the game, so I don't know. I wonder what happened. I wonder if a restart would fix it, or if it's because I don't have gloves on. We're gonna roll with it for now. Alright, Riverwood. Yeah, the rain looks pretty good. It is splashing on the ground. Even more now I can notice. I like the way the lighting is bouncing off of the rain over here in this corner. That's a nice touch. So far this, you can see the trees have been modified. They're really tall. But for the most part, this looks like a vanilla, a true to vanilla style Riverwood. It's cool that it's got SMP armor effects too. So you can see the kind of a modern style armor where it's moving with the movement of your character. Okay, so this is a modified Whiterun outskirts, that's for sure. These roofed bridges were definitely not there before. This right here looks pretty vanilla. Yeah, that's definitely new. That's the cool thing about these vanilla plus mod lists, is that they add like little subtle things to the game that make you think, make you wonder if it was always there. You can tell right now this is already a new Whiterun, or not vanilla Whiterun, I should say.
I didn't think you had the stomach for it. You look strong. A true warrior knows when to fight and when to show mercy. Until next time.
Fight with us and you'll have stories to tell. Come up to your Vasker if you're worth anything in a fight. All right.
A lot on the wind today. Good hunt ahead of us. I'll take my leave.
So this, performance-wise, this area is usually hard on your computer, right? Especially modified Whiterun outskirts. So if you can see, even though we're doing community shaders, we're still rocking about 45, 48, actually going up close to 50 FPS now, which is not bad. But it's just a lot going on here. Take a look at the horses. Okay, they look, I think they're vanilla. Look at the texture on them. Yeah, I think they're vanilla horses. Now, maybe the handling got upgraded, I don't know. Let's go check out Whiterun. As usual, we'll run up to Dragon's Reach and we'll come back down. Maybe stop by Bellathor's and then head out. Let's see if we can sell some stuff and get some gloves. So hopefully those gloves bring our hands back. Oh, that's a very flowery exterior to Whiterun. I mean, not as flowery as not as floral as Nim's Savage World was, but still more flowers than I usually see here.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords.
Go and pick some fun
soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size. Can I help you? Blades, hounds. Pretty much anything to suit your needs. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Okay, that looks better. I've never seen this take on steel armor before. Look how far those shoulder pads jut out. And then if we put our helmet on, how's that look? .42 FPS, so it's starting to look kind of similar to the frame rate we get in most of the lists that we do in Whiterun. Once in a while, it's jumping up to 50. Well, Whiterun is tough. Yeah, some of the lighting. I like the way the fire looks. It's pretty cool.
You must help me. We need to convince my brother to do more for the war effort.
Let's see, look.
You should be talking to my steward.
Be looking for a fool if you ask me. I can't question his judgment. I'm not asking you to defy me. All right. Just to open his eyes. You don't want to talk to me. Use subtlety and suggestion to turn his thoughts to the war. You're his steward. He listen to me. Leave me out of your...
I'm actually quite surprised. I thought it would get better frame rates in Whiterun. But, I mean, Whiterun looks done up kind of a lot. Let me do something with photo mode real quick.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed.
Wow, I never realized Bellathor's. Maybe this is true vanilla, but I never realized there was so little in here. People really do it up a lot in these lists nowadays.
Everything's for sale.
And they put a lot into Bellathor's. Let's yeah, some elf ears. It looks like. Are those elf ears on him?
Do come back.
Alright, let's head out of Whiterun and head to... I feel like going Riften this time. Riften direction. It's such a huge contrast going from the list I reviewed right before this, the Nymph Savage World, to reviewing something so close to vanilla. That's like the complete opposite of vanilla. So the frame rate's really good out here. We're getting above 60. We're getting close to 70. Gotta get some thumbnail options. Sorry about that. I like the color right now of the environment. It looks pretty cool. This time of day, against the trees, the sun shining down. I think it's probably sunset time, right? 6:30, yeah. I can see why this is kind of a a famous mod list out there right now. I would say the fame of this mod list is on par or maybe even more known than Novus. I think it's been around longer. I think that's probably how they got so set in their vanilla roots, is because they've been around since modding didn't get so advanced. I mean, if this is version 101 and he goes in sequential order, that means he's gone through 101 updates at this point. And I think he said he does it monthly. Updates monthly, or yeah, I think it was monthly. So if you think about it, if he did stay on that track, 101 months. So this guy's definitely been doing it for a while. It's definitely fine-tuned. The stability so far is great. Performance so far is really good. So I think that's why it's got a good following. People have like a nice stable list with tons of content, and you know, so much synergy in the way he builds his list and implements his knowledge into patching things and making proprietary mods just for this list.
It's time to die, dog.
Ah, they found her. Coming after me? Alright, let's wait till nightfall a little bit. See how it looks. Yeah, the sky looks pretty cool. Let's see. Do we have a torch? Yeah, let's see how torches look. You never would think it, but it's hard to get a torch in Skyrim to light up the surroundings or people's faces really well. You could be really close to the person and like their face is like not catching the lighting correctly. Okay, let's go a little bit later. Uh-oh. Okay, look, our hands are back. I'm glad we didn't restart the game. Our hands are back. Let's go to daytime a little bit, just so you guys can see what's going on. It looks like there's auto saving on. Huh. It said auto saving, but I don't see it on. That's odd. So like moments like this, you got good performance, and I think the graphics look pretty good right now too. You look kind of on par with Nordic Souls. Okay, going to Riften. The hell is that? It's kind of weird. Okay, well, we're just gonna ignore that. That's kind of a weird glitch. Just fell out of the sky or something. Yeah, our guy's looking pretty filthy. Might have to go for a swim soon. Alright, let's go for a swim real quick. Test that out. So... okay, so Dirt and Blood. You have a default setting that is on soap, I believe. But if you take that off, without the soap required, then you can get a spell to just take a bath. Otherwise, you need a bar of soap you gotta buy from somewhere. This part's kind of annoying too. It asks you to basically open up the show race menu and change your hair as like a haircut every so often. I get what they're going for, but I prefer to keep that off. And then swimming is as effective, and then there's soap required. When you take that off, then you have this spell all of a sudden.
At least that is what his father said.
Like that. I didn't mean to put that on. So essentially, well, he's already clean because I made it so swimming just washes it all away. But essentially, you just equip it like that. Nothing like taking a bath in the woods. Kind of a little scenic spot to be taking a bath. So it looks like there's some mods here that change the way you swim based on your armor type. I believe I was swimming differently when I had light armor on. Fuck. Dude, okay, there's something going on in this mod list that makes the creatures just jump scare the shit out of you. It's the second time. I've never been jump scared by anything in this game until this list, and now the wolf earlier and Bruma just like jump scared me, and that damn skeever did too. What mod is that? I kind of want to download it on my other list. Exciting. Okay, it's getting dark again. Oh, it's 11 in the morning. Why is it so dark? It's just really shady in this area, I guess. Once you go up this high in elevation on this run, it's really nice. The scenery. Let's go first person for a little while. I wonder what list I should do next. I think that poll, second place, if I'm not mistaken, was Lorim. I gotta go back and check for sure. And then once we get through all the major lists that are worth checking out, what we're gonna do with this series is I'm gonna make a spin-off series, basically called Skyrim Marathon Redux. Is it redo? I don't know. Is it X silent? Anyways, I'm gonna make one of those, make a series called that, and then it's gonna be just doing a lot of the same lists, but like on future major overhaul updates to see if it scores differently. Because these things get updated often, but not every single update is worth doing. Some updates are just hot fixes. So hopefully enough time goes by, we can get some good lists tested. I know we're waiting on Wundenique right now. Is almost done testing. Their beta testing for their chapter 7, I think, release. If not, maybe chapter 8. Anyways, their next release is beta testing. I'm following it on their Discord. And as soon as it's out of beta testing, I will test that list. If you look on my channel, you'll see that I had a streaming series that I did with Wundenique. Like a Dark Knight or Dark... Yeah, like a Dark Knight Summoner, I think his name is what the character role type was. These little foxes like to tag along with you. This guy running full marathon. He's running a full marathon in Skyrim with heavy armor. Poor guy. Should be almost to Riften now. Yeah, just around the corner. So we'll see what cities are overhauled, because I mean the way Whiterun looked caught me off guard. Because basing it off of how Riverwood looked, I thought Whiterun would kind of be basically vanilla as well. But it looks like they went with a full overhaul of Whiterun. Granted, that town is that city is typically the most overhauled city in Skyrim typically. What I'm noticing next though is Winterhold. A lot of people are starting to overhaul Winterhold. It's massive compared to the vanilla Winterhold. Yeah, we're coming up on Riften soon with an hour and 18 minutes left. So I think we're going to cover quite a bit of ground on this. So I know they use seasons of Skyrim. It looks like it's fall or autumn. I wish they had the widget on there though, like how Novus has the widget, tells you what the seasons are. Excuse me. There's that bandit camp that we went to a few times on other lists. Looks like they have that mod too where the boats are kind of sailing on the water. There it is, Riften. "65 FPS. I guess you can see here though that the graphics, again, they're modest. They're not trying to be extraordinary, and so you got pretty good performance in return for that. And stability comes hand in hand with that usually. And the guy who's doing this does it again. He's on, I would assume, update 101, which means that he's probably just been perfecting stabilizing this list for the longest time. It's probably got down to a science. So if you want to figure out how to make a stable mod list, talk to Jay Serpa. He'll probably give you some good pointers if you're a mod list author.
North Gate. My orders are to tell the riffraff to use the North Gate. That's it. No. Hi there.
Good day.
Alright, North Gate. I never did look into why it is that way, where you can't go into Riften when you first approach it. Why is the city on lockdown? That's a nice touch. You see how that water just kind of is coming off of you as you come out of the water? That's cool.
You say that, but wait till that noble's family gets here. It's gonna be a bloody task, no doubt.
Filthy Daedra. Good riddance, I say.
I'll drink to that.
Alright, so this guard looks a little out of place. I think she's missing a few assets. And she's talking like kind of like with a modern, like a modern dialect. I wonder if they're added assets to the game. If they're added. Eh? I usually shortcut through here. It's not working today. Oh no.
You can use the North Gate to enter the city, or you can hit the road.
Dang, that was my bypass at every single list. They're onto me with this one. The North Gate, huh? Almost feel like I could launch over that. Eh.
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, for the privilege of entering the city, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. Let me open the gate, and you can head into the city. The gate's unlocked. You can head inside.
Okay, so Riften, let's take a look. Right off the bat, I can tell it's greener than usual. Again, pardon my voice, I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold right now. Hopefully it doesn't take away from the review though. Yeah, definitely more greenery than usual. performance is good. I mean, look at the performance. 88 FPS. It's pretty amazing. Well, we're gonna just check out a couple interiors. We have a little over an hour left. Yep. So we'll check out Mistvale Keep, and then maybe the inn, and then we'll head out towards Windhelm. 116 FPS, my goodness. I don't think I get that much FPS in any 4K game nowadays. So I mean, I don't even know if I was getting that much FPS in the vanilla run that I did.
Welcome to Riften, traveler. I hope the road fared well for you.
So you can see like the chair she's sitting on is low res. Her outfit is low res. You can see the fur here and the outfit itself. So I mean, that's what's giving you that 120 FPS. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that this makes this list probably really popular because the fact that everything is kind of performance friendly, to the point where, I mean, you're not getting even the graphical fidelity of, I would say you're not getting the graphical fidelity of even Nordic Souls in this. Nordic Souls steps it up, I think, a notch higher than this. Granted though, this person really invested in all the add-ons, the stability, like the DLCs, like Bruma, where we started off in, for example. And then a lot of customized scripting and patching to kind of get this game to just have a lot more robustness to it than the average mod list. So if you're willing to sacrifice graphics, you know, for stability, performance, and robustness, which I think a lot of people would, this seems like a pretty good list so far. No issues at all, performance or stability wise.
Yeah.
And the NPCs don't look too bad either. They're definitely like better than vanilla, right? And the performance arguably is better than vanilla somehow. I don't know how they pulled that off, but I mean, at least in Riften here, I think I gotta go back and look at my footage on the vanilla playthrough that I did, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get this level of performance on vanilla. Granted, I think something had capped my FPS at 60. I don't know if it's a vanilla thing, but it was capped at 60 now that I'm thinking back. Alright, so that's Riften. We're gonna make our way down to Windhelm. Take a look at the scenery on the way. We're making good time, all things considered. I really like that jump. It's called Dova jump. It makes running and jumping kind of fun. Like that. It's cool, especially accompanied with sky parkour. You can kind of like jump gaps between buildings. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Should we try our hand at, what is it, Fort Greenwall or something like that? Let's try and see. Let's make sure we equip something good. Yeah, flames. Now, if you had this list yourself, you could modify it, right? You could add certain things to it, like maybe a smooth cam. That wouldn't take away from it. Maybe you could add a little bit of Vanagons or Leviathans running animations, or conditional armor animations, conditional armor movement animations, or traversal, I think it is. It's called CATA, C-A-T-A, conditional armor traversal animations, maybe. That could make the running less vanilla-like, and then the cams you can change to smooth cam, and those are pretty stable mods to add, I imagine. You could also add some third-person attack animations if you wanted to modernize it a little bit. That, I don't know if it'll break a few things with the way the enemies are attacking, so be careful with that. And then also keep in mind that this modlist author updates monthly, right? So this is like version 101. So you'll have to like retune whatever you mod every single time you update it. So it might not be worth it. It might be worth it to just keep it at vanilla. That way when you patch it or when you update it each time, it's not a hassle for you. I also noticed the music is like calm right now, so there's no battle music. At least right now there isn't. Oh my god. Okay, now I hear the battle music coming on. I think we did pretty good in there so far. Took them almost all out. Do I have any potions? No, I don't have any potions, do I? Alright.
I'll kill you. This one's loot is mine, so back off.
Oh, nice. I thought she was gonna kill me for a second there.
Come on! I've been waiting too long for this.
Gonna mess with him on this barrier here. Since he doesn't have sky parkour for himself. Ah, shucks. I miss not having dodge. I gotta say I am missing that right now. A little bit different armor to try out. Alright, so we beat them. We should use this wolf more often. Yeah, so you could add your own mods to it. It seems like a pretty stable list. So messing with it will kind of add that factor. Plus, again, frequent updates. But like many of the lists that we play, they're pretty complete as they are. You're just always going to see in the Skyrim modding world that there's new mods coming out that warrant an update to a list. But if you're happy with the way it is, you don't really have to update it anymore. You can start tweaking it with your own mods. Testability, and then if you get it stable in the way you like it, then I mean, read the changelog for any updates, like say example update 102 when it comes out, and see if it's warranted to risk what you implemented to update it, or if maybe you should just stick with 101 indefinitely. This time of day is not very fun to watch. Let's see if we can tweak it to... Wow, look how many hours you can wait. I've never seen it extend that far. Let's see here. Let's run in the morning. I tend to try and be aware that how the lighting looks when you're playing, because I see a lot of videos online of people playing Skyrim and like it's just so dark the whole time that I can't see what's happening on the screen. So, I mean, unless we're just testing to see what nighttime looks like, I kind of want to keep it. It's a big wolf, man. Look how big that wolf is compared to me. I never noticed that before. Is that how big they normally are? Or did he tweak with the size settings? Anyways, what I was saying was that I try not to let it be so dark. I mean, I'm saying that, and look how shady it is over here. But you kind of want to see the game. You don't want to see like this person running in pitch black the whole time. Especially with certain AMBs, it becomes so dark at night that it's just no fun to watch someone playing the game at night in Skyrim. So if I'm aware of it, if sometimes I'm not catching that I'm running at night because I'm just playing naturally, but if I'm aware of it, I'm gonna sit down and wait, and then with the timer, bring it back to daytime again. I can tell you right now, though, I don't want to speak too soon, but I can tell you right now, I am not afraid of the game crashing randomly, which is something I can't say for a lot of the Skyrim lists that I play. Especially as you start to become really heavily modded and venturing out of Skyrim Vanilla Plus territory, then you start kind of having in the back of your mind that it's gonna crash at any moment. What mod is that makes the camera shake? I like it. I gotta look into that list. I want to implement that in my other list that I play. When you're getting attacked and the camera's teetering everywhere, it's pretty good. Once you start playing with Wheeler, you gotta really get used to playing without it again. So the shadows, so like we're in the thick of it in the forest right now, and I know it's dark and all, but I would say this speaks well to how modern the game looks. I don't think Vanilla pulls off this type of scenery too well. The shadows, the way the rock cliff is making the shadow below it. The way how dim this area is because there's so many tall trees here casting shadows, but then there's a little bit of light sneaking through. That's impressive. So, I mean, you're getting 89 FPS over here in 4K. You're getting some of the touches of modern lists. You're getting all the robustness that this list is known for. And you're getting the flexibility of being able to play it on lower powered systems. So I can totally see why this list is very popular. There's those guys again, just hanging out, drinking alcohol. No, I'm good, man. Appreciate it, though. He really wants me to join. He really wants me to join them. I think I've seen those guys get attacked a few times from like a wolf or something. There's a few NPCs we see almost on every single run, aside from the ones average in the city. Is those three guys drinking, and they're all over the place. They're not always in the same place. And then also this Khajiit guy, that's just running around. He's all over the place too. Like you'll see him in different parts of the map. I almost feel like he does the Skyrim Marathon, like constantly, in the background while you're playing Skyrim. This guy's super bloody though. We gotta take a dip in some water later. Okay, I'm pretty sure these guys attacked me last time. Let's see, I just saved, so let's just walk by and see what happens. Okay, yeah, they're not. What are they looking at though? Like,
The Imperials will fall, and we will rise.
just.
If you know any
I take it
true
you're in
sons and
charge,
daughters of Skyrim,
because they're just hanging out
tell
while
them
you're
to head
looking
to
at these
Windhelm.
bushes here.
Fight or die well.
What's the story with your eye? What happened to it? The draw distance quality is pretty good too. You can see a lot of those trees up in the mountains. It doesn't look like too pixelated or fake. See the birds flying in the distance. See the tip of the mountains there. And I mean, if you watch the vanilla, I think the trees actually on the right just popped in. If you play the vanilla game, you'll see that the mountains look pretty good, considering that was, you know, of course they redid the assets in Anniversary Edition, right? Which we reviewed. They did some of the textures, but for the most part, I can see why this game in 2011 was groundbreaking, because vanilla looks pretty good still. As with anything in life, human beings, we always say there's room for improvement, right? And so therefore, the modding scene is a perfect example of that. And that's a perfect reason why the modding scene never dies with Skyrim, is that people always find there's a little bit more you can do to add to Skyrim, or make it just a little bit better in some way. I really can't wait to see Elder Scrolls 6 come out. And then have that out for a while. Hopefully it's easy enough to mod, like how Skyrim has been. Can you imagine like 10 years from now a modding scene like this for Elder Scrolls 6, whatever that looks like? It probably, you can't even imagine right now. That game's probably gonna blow people's minds with just the visuals alone. The performance is gonna be based on your hardware, right? But when it finally comes out, I would think the 70 series would be out, so like 70, 90s. And then years after that, like say you wait 10 years after that, like how the modding scene kind of picked up 10 years after, or it picked up a little before then, but it started becoming big, I would say, 10 years after Skyrim released. 10 years after Elder Scrolls 6 releases. Imagine the hardware that's going to be out in the market at that point, the consoles even. The consoles will probably be twice as strong as a 5090 is right now in 12 years from now. So I would say that you can't even imagine how good modded Elder Scrolls 6 will look one day. This will look like Tetris in 12 years. As good as this looks. Alright, so Windhelm typically has trouble with getting good snow assets to look good inside of Windhelm. And some Modlist authors tend to go with a less snowy version of Windhelm, so it looks like that's what they did here. So you got some snow here. Yeah, it could be better with the transition between the rocks to the snow. But for the most part, they went pretty snowless around like this area here. And they played it safe, you know, with going with the stone ground.
Lord of seasons, I pray to you now that you might watch over the dead with mercy and kindness.
But check out the inn. we'll check out Ulfric's spot, and then we'll head out.
I think I've got a clean mug around here.
I like the lighting in here.
I tell you, the dragonborn comes with a voice wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe, the dragonborn comes. Bitten into the
Like if I was using a system that was like a 3060, I'm pretty sure my 3060 can run this list no problem. I have a 3060 laptop which has like 6 gigs of VRAM because it's a laptop version. I'm pretty sure it could run this list almost comparable to how I'm running it now in 4K, but in 1080p. So like rocking 60 FPS right now in 1080p. And so that's again, that's the magic of this list, the versatility and how many systems you can use it on. I like the way the Palace of the King's exterior looks. This is a cool vibe they got going. The way the light hits. It's not too snowy.
The Dunmer get their drinks at the new Nis's Corner Tower.
I'll take a look at Ulfric, see how he looks.
Yes, make it quick. I'm a busy
This is one of my more favorite Ulfric overhauls. I like this one here.
And what would you have?
If you see the one they chose for like Lorim, it looks kind of cheesy. The Lorim one, I don't know why they chose the one they chose, but it has it looked like an 80s blonde woman. That's what Ulfric looks like. He has like this poofy blonde hair that looks like it was done up at a salon.
People should really listen to Rolf more. If only he drank less.
No lollygagging.
Alright, so that's Windhelm. We're gonna check out Winterhold next. I'm curious to see what they did with Winterhold because they do seem to J Serpa seems to kind of hold off on massive overhauls in some areas. You can kind of see subtle overhauls. So I want to see, did he kind of just overhaul but keep Winterhold kind of similar to what it was before and like did a light overhaul, or did he completely do the whole new JK overhaul, new city type of deal? Level up. Alright, so let's take a look at these skill trees. They don't look too robust. It almost looks like a vanilla skill tree actually. So let's take a look here, for example. Yeah, I think this is a modded skill tree actually. But I've seen ones that kind of go crazy with how many nodes there are. This one seems to be a little less intricate than that, which is good. I mean, it keeps things simpler, right? But all of these, it really comes down to these skill trees and what kind of builds you can make with your character too. But how he advertised this list is that, like I said earlier in the video, you can make any kind of build you want and it should be viable, is what he kind of says. Let's it's only 341. Seems pretty dim.
Hand over your valuables, or I'll gut you like a
I'd rather die, sucker.
That's your last request, fool.
That's my last demand. Alright, what should we do with him? I say death by fire. If you don't mess with us, come on, man. Should have thought twice. Now your life's gone. The difficulty, I haven't adjusted the slider at all, but it doesn't seem too bad. You know, granted we're doing story mode, but there are areas where it becomes challenging and iffy, like Greenwall Fort. I think it's called Greenwall Fort. They kind of gave us a little bit of a scare there, where we thought we might die. But like that random encounter with that thief there, I handled it pretty easily. And I like my Skyrim on the easier side because the jank that comes with Skyrim combat, especially third person animation combats, you can't play like you can't play high difficulties very easily because it's just too much jank. Like sometimes your block doesn't work the way it's supposed to, or your attack and your hitboxes aren't working the way it's supposed to. It doesn't compare to a game like, say, God of War that was built, or a Souls-like game like Elden Ring, where it was built with that type of difficulty in mind, and so the combat is responsive enough to handle that difficulty. We need to increase some difficulty on something that exposes. There's the guy right here that we see all the time doing the Skyrim Marathon.
Mike wishes you well.
Mike the liar, or the liar. That's the guy always doing the marathon I just spoke about earlier. Yeah, so I like my Skyrim on the easier side. I like playing third person. I like first person sometimes too. I just like, there's so much story and so much lore that it takes away from the fun, in my opinion. Dying all the time, or having enemies be like hit sponges where you're constantly hitting them and they're not dying. I mean, in real life, if you want it to be realistic, right? In real life, you can't hit an enemy with a spear or a sword more than like 2 or 3 times before they die, right? And so for you to have to hit them like 50 times, kind of like, I don't know, takes away from it. Granted, it should be reciprocated, right? So if you get hit 2 to 3 times, you should die too, but I'm a little one-sided on this part because, of course, that just makes it super difficult and you're just dying all the time again. So, easier to kill them, not so much easy to kill you. That's the way I like it. Granted, it is rewarding when it gets a little difficult sometimes and you prevail. So there's a middle ground there to be found. This area always gives me some trouble. They're really aggressive necromancers up in this fort here. Let me see if I can get my wolf out to help distract. Dude, you just killed my wolf so easily. Ah, man. Okay. Well, he took me out like in 2 to 3 hits. I think we're gonna play it smarter and kind of run past these guys. I'm pretty sure that wasn't even a necromancer. That was just one of her summons. All right, so the wolf's gonna be our distraction. We're gonna run with healing and a sword. Oh, the wolf took him down. This dude right here. I can't run. Jesus. My... And then you get the level up sound. Okay, thank you for that. So... safe saving practice would suggest that because it doesn't have a death mechanic, or a death alternative, you're supposed to like completely shut off the game every time you're seeing me die before you keep playing again, or else your saves can get corrupted. Now another user had highlighted, but I also mentioned it in one of our videos before too, I think Tombs of Talos. There is a... God damn, it's a freaking Gauntlet over here. There's a safe saving mod out there. Like Skyrim safe saving overhaul or something like that. That's I think you gotta implement it before you start playing it. When I was reading the instructions on Tombs of Talos on the video, you have to like, before you even start playing the game, and like on your first save, you gotta start implementing that system and adjusting the MCM and all that. And so it sounds kind of tricky, and then I wasn't sure how good it is at keeping the save stable enough. But I mean, it could be a good product. Who knows? You see me already. Got 3 arrows. What the hell? One-shotted? Okay, yeah, this is not making very good. It's not making very fun footage to watch. So we're gonna try and bypass these guys somehow. The thing is, when my stamina runs out, I'm just slow walking and then they're just chopping away at me. We're gonna have to use sky parkour somehow to our advantage. I'm gonna have to get my wolf out to distract. Oh my god. What the F is going on here? Alright, maybe there's a way to get around this way. That gauntlet is like... It's like Groundhog's Day. No matter what happens, it's the same thing that happens over and over again. It's just in different versions of it. Can we bypass this somehow? Let's see. Let's cheese our way through here with sky parkour. Okay, okay. It's looking a little different this time. Let's save here in case we die. My stamina's gone. We're gonna have to sneak our way through here a little bit. Okay, they're taking shots at me already. That freaking Necromancer hits hard, man. He's super OP. What the hell's going on? Shit. Oh shit, I'm in a pinch here. Okay, maybe if I go in here, I'll reduce the aggro. Maybe if I go... Someone's gonna attack me as soon as I get in here. Try, watch. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know. You guys find this entertaining? I guess you could have a laugh at my expense here, but I've never in my life had this much difficulty getting through this area. Even when that time there was a damn freaking zombie bear in Novus. Okay, they're all still waiting for me. My god, I just want to get to Winterhold, please. You find yourself in this situation and you want to practice safe saving practice. You will be right now on your 5th time or 6th time maybe restarting this game, which will mean that you are probably wasting about an hour of your life restarting the game. So I highly recommend a death alternative. J Serpa, if you're watching this, in my humble opinion, I think there's a need for a death alternative so that the game doesn't need to reload your last save every time. Okay, I think we made it. I think we... Oh, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think we almost made it. There's a lot of things blocking their arrows. Jeez, there's that fucking Necromancer there that... Yeah, there's a guy here. Fight them. Fight him. No, are you coming after me? I think you better not be coming after me, dude. The hell kind of gauntlet was that, man? I was just talking about how this game is easy. No, there's no way. This game ain't that easy. So that definitely takes the fun out of it, I think. Having to restart the game every time that happened. I didn't do it because, I mean, I'm not playing the game long enough for it to corrupt. On this guy, at least. So for testing purposes, reporting purposes, and for sanity purposes, I'm not restarting it every single time. Even though I'm saying that's what you should do as proper save protection protocol. Okay, well, we're in the clear. Let's be too soon. There's these wolves now. Sucker. I'm pretty sure this list does not have precision on it. Oh, it does. Okay. I don't know, the hitting just feels really vanilla. Like as if there's no precision.
Everything's in order.
Also, my dismembering framework, even though I made it so like 100% of the time you could dismember with your one-handed weapon, it seems like I'm hardly dismembering anything. Maybe you can adjust some settings and fix that even more so, but I'm not going to get all into that during this playthrough. Just because I don't want you guys watching me just dabble with settings for too long. Plus, I mean, this game, you're supposed to play it without having to adjust much. That's the intention, right? So we can already see Winterhold here is pretty overhauled. I think it's JK's, but yeah, I mean they redid the whole entire city. It's not just a little town like it normally is. Getting kind of late in the day, so we're gonna go a little bit role-playing mode instead of just waiting. We're gonna look at an interior anyways, so we're gonna rent a room here and sleep it off for a day.
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell?
And then get back to exploring tomorrow morning.
Out and then exploded. What did you do?
It was
Hello.
a minor miscalculation.
I
I've
can't.
already corrected it for future
Excuse me, I'm trying to rent a room. Can you stop
Yes.
talking to him, please?
This is why people have a problem with your college, Nelligar. Welcome to Winterhold.
I thought his name was Draugr for a second.
Here's the frozen hearth. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
There's no need. I know this place. Thank you, though.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Alright, 6 in the morning. Like a true marathon runner, we're gonna get up early and start running.
Huh?
Okay, we're gonna make our way through to Dawnstar next. And then we're gonna try and hit Morthal, then Solitude. And hopefully we'll have some time to hit Markarth. We'll see if time permits here. We do have 25 minutes left.
To the inn for a drink, of course. Where else could I even go in this god's forsaken town?
And what? You think that'll solve all your problems?
Yeah, this is a pretty standard overhaul for Winterhold. It looks like they didn't do anything additional. You'll see this in lists like Lore Rim or Novus, I think, has the same overhaul. Nordic Souls has the same overhaul. Tombs of Talos has the same overhaul. It's still pretty dim in this area. Trying to get some sunlight for this run here. There. Says we gotta take a bath soon. There we go. I don't know, it just seems scenic. I didn't mean to take a bath of him when he's taking a bath. I take a photo while he's taking a bath, but you know, something's cool about taking a bath in like these ice cold waters in the wilderness. It seemed like a photo op to me. Let's look at the swimming animations. Oh, it doesn't get that deep. This guy's just chilling over there. I wonder if he's part of a quest. It is a nice touch letting the armor get wet like this after you're in the water. I always like it when lists have that in that, the wetness effect. What is that, like a beached whale? Why is there so much blood there? I've never noticed that before. Oh, that's definitely an added asset to the game. That's like a beached sperm whale or something with like these crabs in it. That's interesting. I've never seen a list that included this before in it. I wonder if it bleeds if you hit it. Oh yeah, it does. Look, it's blood. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that ties into a quest that's proprietary to this list. There we go, some swimming. Yeah, I also noticed a lot of this red coral here. I don't notice that in a lot of different lists. So that might be specific to this list too. Yeah, I could be mistaken, but I don't think I noticed it. And you guys have seen me run a lot of different lists and almost these all these same areas or similar areas every time. There's like a shrine or something up here. Let's go take a look. I've never noticed these crabs before. I noticed that they were on that whale too earlier. Alright, Dawnstar should just be right beyond that bend over there in the distance. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Now we're outdoors here. I just looked at my FPS, 117 outdoors. Which is pretty crazy on modded Skyrim. Okay, yeah, that lighthouse usually is at the top of Morthal, so we're almost there. Hey, Dawnstar, here we are. Yeah, I mean, Dawnstar, I think this is, I think it's overhauled lightly, if anything. There's not much more I can say about it.
Divine sake, soul. Who do you think we're threatening with our old war?
Not sure you belong
We're not
here,
soldiers
Em.
anymore.
I think they did good work with community shaders here. Because I keep forgetting that it's a community shaders list. I kept thinking it's an E and B. The sign looks high definition. That's good.
What do you need? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna head out of here. We're gonna head to Morthal and then Solitude. I don't think we're gonna have time to make it to Markarth today because we had Bruma in the beginning, and then we're still tacking on a 2-hour run on top of that. I don't want this to last forever. But I highly encourage you to download this list for yourself if you like the content that you see on this list, and check out Markarth. See if you like it, and if you do and you want to drop by here and leave a comment, let me know what you thought of it, and describe if it's been overhauled or not to me. I can tell you right now, unless something crashes or stops working the way it's supposed to, or the FPS tanks for some weird reason, I can tell you right now, based on the performance I see, if I was to stop the review, stability and performance would get a 5 out of 5. They passed those tests. And again, the only list that gave me that type of comfort on stability and performance was all the vanilla plus that I did on this channel. Even Odyssey felt pretty good, but like Alpine or Nordic Souls, they both gave me I both rated those really highly in performance and stability. I think 5 out of 5 on both, actually. So it seems to be kind of a running standard that these vanilla plus lists are just stable like the vanilla game. So think twice before messing with that and adding your own mods. This thing has been perfectly patched by the Modlist author to make sure everything is compatible with each other. It's interesting to see. You can see the work ethic behind these Modlist authors when you look at their ML2. You can see like the OCD in them, the way they label things. It's really interesting. You would think they have a standard, but all of them do it pretty differently from each other. there's certain logic that upholds between all of them, like where it goes where usually, but like the way their labeling system is and their sub-labeled categories, it varies quite a bit. Even the guy who does Mages and Vikings, he had a very organized ML2. I think if that mages, speaking of Mages and Vikings, if that list achieves better performance and a little bit better stability, the visuals on that list, I was watching the video again yesterday. The visuals on that list is really good. There's that player home. I think it was called Mire Watch. Okay, I never really approached it from this angle before. So this is definitely a redone Morthal. I don't recognize the layout just yet either, so like... Okay, I think I know where I am. Yeah, they changed it up a little bit.
What's the Jarl going to do about it?
Not too much, actually. The end's right here, right? I just didn't recognize the angle I was at. But they changed their buildings up quite a bit, which threw me off. The textures on the ground look good. The wood texture on the wood planks look good. The water looks good. Look at that water. We have splash effects. It's a nice day out. Actually, I thought this was the inn. Oh, you know what? The inn's building's been changed up. The entrance is over here now.
Finally, someone comes in.
Even the interior's changed quite a bit.
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I got nothing but time these days.
Alright, so I think that covers Morthal. Kind of get the gist of it. Some lists do it crazy, like Overhauled. And on this channel, you'll see them. The too many to name have completely overhauled Morthal to like something unrecognizable. This one stays true to the real, like the true Morthal layout at least. Alright, off to Solitude. $90 FPS. Not bad. Don't get me used to this FPS. Makes me feel like I'm hurting more when I go back to a list that gives me 35 to 50. Alright, we see it in the distance here. The Blue Palace. If the Blue Palace is anything like it's rendered there, that's a modified Blue Palace, which makes me believe that Solitude looks quite a bit different than vanilla here in this list. Okay, right off the bat here, I'm wondering what's going on. I don't recognize when I'm approaching from this angle. I don't recognize these like little cliff sides being where they are. Am I just approaching it from an angle I've never approached it before, or is this whole area kind of done up differently? Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I just haven't approached it from this angle before. Yeah, definitely a heavily overhauled Solitude. This whole outskirts area is completely redone. You got the bolt there for Worm's Tooth add-on. You got good first-person swimming animations. There's certain angles you catch this game at, and the graphics look really good. Like right here, it looks really good. Especially with the wetness on the armor, and then just all the shadows at play here, and the different tones of light bouncing off of the buildings.
If you've come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika. If not, just keep your nose clean while you're here. You'll end up like Rob.
Yes.
Okay, let's go inside. Let's see how it looks.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir.
Okay, so that's kind of unfortunate. So we were nearing the end, and the game crashed, entering Solitude, which is why these reviews are good, right? You want it to be kind of a stress test on the game, and usually a lot of issues will rear its head in the first 2 to 3 hours of playing. So we'll see if it's a repeatable crash or not when we enter Solitude. Once in a while, crashes happen randomly in modded Skyrim. But we'll see. Once it's a repeatable crash, it's something that needs to be fixed. If it's a random, sometimes it's just random.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir.
Okay.
Tell them he didn't do it.
So that's good. It looks like it was just a random crash. It's a good sign. Let's see Solitude.
You should tell her that her uncle is scum that betrayed his high king. Best she know now, Advar.
Let's see Solitude with better lighting.
You're all heart.
Rogvir, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city.
There we go.
After he murdered High King Torrik.
All right. That was my 2-hour timer. I think we're gonna look around Solitude a little bit. We're gonna be able to determine, because I didn't check if LOTD is on this list. See if the Dragonborn Museum is over there.
Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all lords.
Definitely an overhauled Solitude. A more subtle overhaul that kind of just redoes the textures of the buildings. Adds a little more greenery, I think.
Best not cause any trouble on my watch.
Yeah, so there's no LOTD on this list. Otherwise, it'd be right there.
Another quiet day, I hope.
But the overhaul on Blue Palace is what I thought it was. It was this different building that is not vanilla. This is interesting. I don't normally see Imperial soldiers here as the Solitude Guard.
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave.
Please don't interrupt the court.
We need someone to
Please,
investigate.
don't interrupt the court.
Then we will immediately send
Please don't interrupt the
They're all
call.
telling me the same thing.
Citizen?
People will always be safe under my roof.
All right then. Your Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing in the area. Dragon Bridge is under Imperial control. This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Alright, so we're gonna go back to City Square, and then we're gonna talk about what our experience was with this list, and kind of summarize everything, and lead it into a final score. Fat cat walking around. I don't know why these cats, they get added to these lists. They always walk around like all bloated. They don't look like agile feral cats. They look like bloated, like Garfield cats.
Well, hey there.
Okay, so what do we think of this list, guys? I think it was unfortunate that it crashed at the last moment. It would have had a better score, but it also wouldn't have been a truthful representation of the list. It does need a little bit of a mark off because of that, as is fair with every list I review. So I'm gonna go down. Performance, 5 out of 5. Great performance. One of the best performances I've seen in any mod list that I've tried. So performance is great. Combat is vanilla. Is pretty vanilla. Like, third person feels pretty vanilla, even though it's comprehensive first person animation overhaul. The dismemberments weren't as satisfying as other lists that we play on this channel. So I would say combat is it's okay. If you're a vanilla diehard vanilla truist, and you like prefer everything vanilla style, then this is right up your alley. You know, you're not gonna have a gripe with it. But once you start to dabble in a lot of different lists and what their combat feels like, you start to become a little more picky. I think UI honors the vanilla UI, whether that's a good thing or not. That's just what it is. So UI is okay in my opinion. The visuals, I think, are lacking, but that's because the trade-off is performance and stability, right? So the visuals, I think, are an acceptable level. They are pretty much like a modern game visuals. If you can see how the way the guy looks, it looks pretty modern, but it's not gonna wow you like a Nordic Souls would, or a Novice would, or even a Mages and Vikings would. But again, stability is out of this world here, and performance is out of this world here. Again, stability leading to that. That's the last mark that I rate on. Stability would have been a perfect score. It looks like it wasn't a repeatable crash. It was a random crash, which is good. Which means that it could never happen again, or it could happen again, and it could happen anywhere, is essentially what it suggests. But still, I feel pretty good. Like, playing this list, I wouldn't feel like it could crash at any moment. It feels like it was just a one-off. But that's the worst thing for Modlist authors to try and navigate, is if a game crashes randomly without like good crash logs, you're not sure exactly what caused it, and so you can't fix the problem with certainty, right? So anyways, if you like this list, this is the Gate to Sovngarde list. This is the anniversary edition. I got it from Wabbajack through Flimsy or Fishy. What's this guy's name? Flimsy. Sorry about that. If you're Flimsy, I'm sorry for getting your name wrong. So Flimsy imports it to Wabbajack, or exports it to Wabbajack for you to download. Or if you are a Vortex user, you can download it straight from Nexus, which is the true initial post of each list. It looks like each update he does, though, it gets transferred to Wabbajack from Flimsy pretty quickly. So even if you get used to using the Wabbajack version, you can still stay up to date with the game. What's interesting though is that the size of the list in gigabytes differs on Flimsy's export of it versus what Vortex shows it is. So yeah, so there's that side. You'll see my score on the screen in a moment. I think this game is definitely worth a try. I think you should play it on non-story mode if you want to really get into it and really roleplay and experience all the details and nitty-gritty things that this Modlist author, who's legendary in the scene, has implemented into their list. And yeah, if you want to see more videos of other lists that I reviewed, check out the videos that pop up on the screen in just a moment. Otherwise, as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next run.